Good evening and a warm welcome to Camnet Television main news today on the 22nd of May 2020. The headlines. Lungu opens tourism sector amid COVID-19. Hunger lingers in homes due to COVID impact. Zambian Concerned Youth ZCY calls on Lungu to intervene. COVID breakthrough. Attend church in person, not on a laptop. Donald Trump. With the news in detail, join me shortly after the break.
Savenda General Insurance Limited is a young and vibrant insurance company that is focused on changing the outlook of the insurance landscape.
At Savenda General Insurance, we believe in a quick settlement of claims because we believe the customer is the reason why we exist.
Such living proof motivates us to know that you can count on us to actually be there for you in times of need.
We have been able to pay claims of about 14 million kwacha.
Savenda General Insurance Limited offers aviation, agriculture, marine, fire, motor vehicle, engineering and construction, and miscellaneous insurance.
Come and see what we're able to offer, what we can do. You will never be disappointed because we are here for you.
For further details, call us on 0211 250 278 or 0955 555744.
A warm welcome back with the news in detail. My name is Jessie Colombo. The COVID-19 pandemic has shaken the world into a jilted social order, now commonly known as the new normal, which has ultimately come down to food and nutrition, as people need to eat in order to survive and live to fight another day. Some citizens have complained about being hit by hunger due to the adjustment in business and upswing in prices of essential commodities. Others are saying they are worried that their families will be victims of malnutrition. Zambia's food basket for April 2020 is now around 7,000, and some families spoken to have said that they are barely surviving on amounts far below the said figure. We have more in this report.
While phrases during the COVID-19 pandemic, such as social distancing and self-isolation, are trending, businesses have incurred huge losses. This means that families who live on hand-to-mouth will labor the whole day for the evening meal. They are now locked into their homes, hoping for early uplifting of the lockdown regulations. Food is, however, the center of how life is spent in all seasons of the country's economy. A concern that every individual contemplates on, as there is a high risk of undernutrition in days to come. Food prices have also exorbitantly hit the market. The food basket for the past month of April is also not less than 7,000 kwacha. Some families spoken to live 3 times below the named figure.
Then vane vachitika ipi pamatenda corona tapesika kuti tine problems kwete kuti business tenzo ichitani zokusakutsaula yakungena so baba nenchoka pano kumuri wankongoro yakanga rabwera kusochapa so ndiye problem tipita moto na vakuchebja mwetenzo dira paja na manje vakusana mami chikwata utenzo kusasalaula ukaenda apa kudi wankongoro ni makongolesa ali apa kuza town libe pasobwera kusochapa. So taoneka munga kuti chavutako mwenzini chavutako chakatete vuti sako kuliva miso mmetenzo kama peta manje vani bibisasiranisi ndama problems yaenda pakira ndrama sizioneka ndrama za vuta
family yanga tili 5 mnyumba so challenge yamenta peza mwandi ndalama ziso kubela toko business tinale kucha business mukapanga kutumbua bisasa ngapi so kuti tipeze bokudya buno bwino kaenda mashopu chabe kuti ugule vintu chabe kutoka kuti imwe vinatula bwanji vintu upeza ndalo ni mtengo wina mailo ni mtengo wina itateni mtengo wina so mwandi takutikirapo makamaka monga kukudya ndiye badula mandingi pakuti.
These families who have more than a number of an estimated average home are forced to eat once a day.
Chanja yameta fosinga during corona yamene hapo sisi vitu ba olumwa shop kuzindula
Mjangati mwanzo kula safu 15 kwacha manje 18 kwacha. Mwenda ku market ya kutonzo kula ku 2 kwacha manje 3 kwacha.
Government, through the Ministry of Health, in partnership with various CSOs and non-government organizations, had pledged to fight malnutrition by 2021 under the 10 legacy goals. With the interruption of the COVID-19 pandemic, the question still stands, will this fight be won? Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Namwinga Mwinga.
The Zambian economy has not been spared from the economic negativity effects of COVID-19. However, in a positive turn of events, we have seen the Zambian government steadily reopening some parts of business. During his national address today at State House, President Edgar Lungu announced the reopening of the tourism industry, cautioning that Zambians need to adapt to living in the new normal while paying strict adherence to the laid-down health procedures. We have more details in this report.
Countrymen and women, another key outcome of the COVID-19 is the undeniable fact that relying heavily on imports and external support has far-reaching consequences when there is a disruption in the world economic order. Under the circumstances, countries that have resilient economies stand a better chance of braving the storm. During this difficult period, I have visited economic activities and firms and facilities such as Trade Kings, the Food Reserve Agency, the Kariba Dam, and the construction site at Buffalo Park. I decided to visit these facilities because they represent some of the key sectors of our economy. I looked at the performance of our local industry under this environment with a view to promoting local production of goods and avoid importation. I looked at food storage to assess our local food security. I looked at how our investment in increasing power generation capacity can help to reduce load shedding and support our industrial growth. I also looked at how the construction industry is enhancing our job creation agenda. The new world order, post-COVID-19, will no longer be business as usual. Nations that we have long depended on may not be able to support our socio-economic development in the manner they did before. We therefore need to create investment opportunities from within to keep our economy afloat. This is doable as we have adequate natural resources.
COVID pandemic, which was 5 months ago considered to be a Chinese problem alone, quickly spread throughout Asia and the whole world. We have more detail in this report.
I request the Ministry of Health to hold their briefings on Monday and Friday to allow ample time for data analysis and indeed to concentrate on fighting the pandemic.
Meanwhile, Republican President Edgar Lungu has pardoned 2,984 inmates from various correctional facilities across the country ahead of African Freedom's Day celebrations slated for Monday next week, May 25th. 2020, making it 15.5% to total inmates. Announcing the development at the media briefing in Lusaka, Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo says the head of state has acted in accordance to Article 97 of the Republican Constitution and the prerogative of mercy. Among the released are 155 females and 2,889 males. He said currently the country has a total of 19,248 inmates in the correctional facilities. The president has since called on members of the public to help integrate the former inmates in a society. Details in this report. We still have more news to come, but we take a break.
I've always been passionate about moving forward as fast as I could. Even as a child, all I ever wanted was to take first place at everything I could work towards. Whether I'm on the track or in the lecture room, my goal is to come out on top.
Growing up, we were always called Mafasho. You could say this paved the way for who we would become. We owe our success to our understanding of the power of storytelling, understanding what people connect to in order to give them what they desire.
We have always been passionate about people and honoring their stories. Our learning experience gave us the knowledge to channel our creativity into a business.
In order to start any successful journey, we must have a place to start. Even if that means we keep our mental image in focus as we become the inevitable solution to society's inevitable problems.
This is why we all start our journey here.
The Cowbell Choco formula has been stolen. Get it back at all costs.
Tasting Cowbell Choco gives you the get up and go to be at the top of your game. Now with Vitality Plus Iron. Great tasting Cowbell Choco, a creamy chocolatey drink that helps give energy to get up and go.
Broadcasting Services Dora Cilia has clarified that the 10 billion kwacha stimulus package meant to enable financial service providers support business and households affected by the coronavirus outbreak can also be accessed by business not affected by the pandemic. Ms. Cilia said this when she toured Camnet TV offices this morning.
The government has felt concerned and responsible that we pronounced bars closed, restaurants closed, gyms closed, casinos closed, nightclubs closed. Now, those businesses were denied business for almost 2 months. Now, clearly government is responding that there must be some serious suffering of the owners of the business, of those who are working there because of that loss of business. But if there are any other businesses around outside these that had challenges, I think they are able to make their case to their commercial bank. But clearly government identified the ones who were impacted by a government decision, and that's why we prioritized the businesses that were shut down as a result of corona, that if you would like to be given some bridge financing because we shut you down for almost 7 weeks, you lost business, it means that you might fail to even restart your business. There is some financing for you. But I think that we have not totally said you can't even start a new business. As long as the bank can see sense in your business proposal, that 10 billion, you can even start a new business. It can even be a business that wasn't closed during the corona measures. But also we are saying those that were really affected by the corona measures would like them also to be given priority. But you're not obliged. If you're a restaurant owner, it's you to make the decision if you wish to borrow the money, because this money has to be borrowed and it has to be paid back. So nobody's obliged, even those that were not existing.
The United Party for National Development, UPND, says it is disturbed by revelations that a locally registered company entirely owned by foreigners of Sudanese origin has been allocated a majority of 55% joint venture controlling stake in considered gold company Zambia CGCZ, with ZCCMIH settling for just 45%. UPND has told Camnet Television that it is conducted a Pakra company check on 21st of May to ascertain that Kama Mining Services and Rural Development Limited is owned by a group of Sudanese nationals whom it says their company only appears to have been incorporated with in June 2018. Alleging that information gathered appeared to suggest that one of the directors, Ibrahim Ahmed, was linked to the Democratic Unionist Party in Sudan, as well as having a possible position as Minister of Information and Communications Technologies in that country. The party says it has noted that the appetite for grand corruption by the Patriotic Front PF regime is about to deny Zambians yet another opportunity to benefit from their natural resources endowment. The opposition party has advised the PF administration that Sudan still remained on the United States of America, which list of state sponsors of terrorism. We have more in this report.
Well, the UPND would like to go on the record and strongly call on the PF administration to compel both the IDC and ZCCMIH to actually recall immediately the joint venture with Kama Mining Services and pave way for what we believe should be a truly Zambian-driven and owned gold mining consortium. Look, yesterday the UPND took the initiative and we conducted a random company search at Pakra. And what we found yesterday was disturbing because revelations were that a locally registered company, however entirely owned by foreigners of Sudanese origin, has been given preference by the PF regime ahead of Zambian companies and awarded an advantage of 55% in a gold mining and processing joint venture with ZCCMIH. We think that that is completely unacceptable. Zambians may recall, and I'm sure they have not forgotten, what happened with Mukula, where Zambian-owned companies, owned by Zambians, actually lost out on their businesses once the country continued and still continue to lose millions of dollars every year in an unaccounted for revenue at the hands of the PF regime. This is exactly what the PF have done with the gold in this country. They have now decided to auction it to foreigners, leaving Zambians languishing in poverty. This is something that we cannot and we must not accept. Look, the other thing that the PF might not be aware of is that Sudan, as a matter of fact, continues to appear on the United States of America watch list for state sponsors of terrorism. Now, Zambian gold may actually be used to funnel and fund terrorist activities in other countries abroad. That is a situation that will jeopardize Zambia's standing in international circles with our international partners. And this is why we need to be absolutely careful and ensure that the right kind of due diligence is done on and around individuals who are going to be connected with the exploitation of our gold in this country, especially if they're going to be coming from countries abroad. The other thing that we would like Zambians to know is that we believe that one of the directors linked to Kama Mining Services may actually be a member of the Democratic Unionist Party in Sudan, but crucially might be the Minister of Information Communications Technologies in that particular country. So we find the combination of events around this joint venture completely off-putting, completely unacceptable, and borders on criminality on the part of the PF, and we are asking them to hand back the gold of the Zambian Republic to the Zambian people so that it benefits the people of this country to whom it belongs. We think that that would be the right and proper thing to do.
You are still watching Camnet Television's main news. We still have more news to come, but for now, we take a break.
Super Cereal. Super Cereal. Super Cereal. Super Cereal. We always start our day with nutritious super cereal. It's so easy to make. Just add hot water or milk. Fortified with essential vitamins, gives you energy and keeps you alert. Super cereal is so good for you. Comes in 3 yummy flavors: original, banana, and strawberry, and tastes so good.
Easy Super Cereal is made from non-GMO maize and soya and is good for the whole family. Found in all leading stores.
Super cereal.
Quick and easy.
Tastes delicious.
Super cereal. Full of goodness.
Makes you stronger.
Super cereal.
Easy Super Cereal. Brought to you by Java Foods.
Important good nutrition is to grow up big and strong. Not only is cowbell milk enriched with 28 vitamins and minerals, it's also boosted by the 5 most important vitamins, which we call Vita-Rich.
It's got vitamin A for good eyesight development. It's got vitamin C to help fight infections. It's got vitamin D and calcium to help build strong bones and teeth. It's got vitamin E to help with body protection. And it's got vitamin K for general well-being and immunity.
For good health and vitality, only cowbell with Vita-Rich puts you on the fast track.
I've always been passionate about moving forward as fast as I could. Even as a child, all I ever wanted was to take first place at everything I could work towards. Whether I'm on the track or in the lecture room, my goal is to come out on top.
Growing up, we were always called Mafasho. You could say this paved the way for who we would become. We owe our success to our understanding of the power of storytelling, understanding what people connect to in order to give them what they desire.
We have always been passionate about people and honoring their stories. Our learning experience gave us the knowledge to channel our creativity into a business.
In order to start any successful journey, we must have a place to start. Even if that means we keep our mental image in focus, as we become the inevitable solution to society's inevitable problems.
Which is why we all start our journey here.
Savenda General Insurance Limited is a young and vibrant insurance company that is focused on changing the outlook of the insurance landscape.
At Savenda General Insurance, we believe in a quick settlement of claims because we believe the customer is the reason why we exist.
Such living proof motivates us to know that you can count on us to actually be there for you in times of need.
We have been able to pay claims of about 14 million kwacha.
Savenda General Insurance Limited offers aviation, agriculture, marine, fire, motor vehicle, engineering and construction, and miscellaneous insurance.
Come and see what we're able to offer, what we can do. You will never be disappointed because we are here for you.
For further details, call us on 0211 250 278 or 0955 555744.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. In related news, the Zambian Concerned Youths ZCY have called on President Edgar Lungu to intervene in the matter in which ZCCM Investment Holdings has entered into a joint venture partnership with Array Metals, a global mining firm, to process gold ore in Mumbwa, west of Lusaka. ZCY spokesperson Veni Musonda has told Camnet Television that youth in the country will not allow the wealth of the nation to be given to foreigners at the expense of new greedy individuals. More in this report.
The Zambian Concerned Youths have written to the Commission of Police to grant them permission to march from Long Acres to State House on the 28th of May 2020 to present a petition to President Edgar Lungu. The petition is for President Edgar Lungu to intervene in the total mess ongoing at ZCCM-IH, where the Zambian wealth in form of gold is being stolen in broad daylight by foreigners working with few greedy individuals.
Yeah, in the first place, we've written to the police command to allow us take a petition to the president, because we believe that ZCCMIH is under IDC, like any other mines that are in Zambia. And this decision should have gone through IDC. So the president, being the chairman for IDC, should be the one to give us the answers. We don't want to hear anything from ministers, his subordinates and the likes, because this one directly affects him. And this one, he gets reports on them every now and then. To give such a contract to a foreigner, we've got experts here, experts in gold mining that have been even poached by mining giants like Botswana, Chile, and many other countries. So why should we sell or give out our gold mine for a song? And secondly, not too long ago, the Minister of Finance said the IMF is failing to bail us out because our debt is unsustainable. We cannot sustain our own debt. Why should we give out a second chance that God has given us? We had copper, we misused it. We gave it away for a song. Why should we continue to give out what God has given us for a song? Is this right? Is this the Zambia that we want to see? So as youths, we've come together and we believe the president is a listening president. He will give us an ear. He should directly affect every Zambian citizen, because this is a second chance to rebuild Zambia, make Zambia greater than it can ever be. So we are appealing, as we've written to the police command, to hear us and give us what we are asking for. It only takes 5 minutes for the president to receive a petition. That's all we want. Youths have signed, and it's only the youths.
Meanwhile, Mr. Mshota has also charged that Zambia can never be developed by any foreign investor, and that it is a time the nation started to search from within. Details in this report.
No foreigner will ever build this nation. Regardless of how we want to see things, regardless of how we want to do things, it's only Zambians that will care for Zambia. If we want expertise type of input in this gold mining issue, we can contract them at a fee, but we can never allow that this gold goes the copper way. We've been through the pain of privatization. Look at Luansha. Look at places like Karulushi and the likes. Copper Belt went down because of privatization. I was brought up in Luansha. I know what it feels to go without a meal. If our government really means well and they want to do the right thing, this must be Zambianized. Let our people be the first beneficiary. We are going through this COVID phase. How many mining giants that we gave away things to have come back to help us? Nations have locked down. Prices have skyrocketed. We wish to also take over.
On 20th May 2020, ZCCMIH Investment Holdings entered into a joint venture partnership through its subsidiary Consolidated Copper Company Zambia with Aro Metal, a global mining firm, to process gold ore in Mumbwa, west of Lusaka. An initial investment of approximately 2.5 million will be invested in the first stage of the project and will go towards the setting up of a gold wash plant and other mining machinery to mine and process. In the joint venture agreement, CGCZ will hold a 65% stake and Aro Metal Zambia will hold 35% in the project, with an initial phase targeted gold production of about 3 tons, worth approximately 150 million at current prevailing market prices. Reporting for Camnet TV, Prudence Chota.
Kalumbila Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited and the Zambia Union of Teachers are calling all interested stakeholders and young people to join the Kalumbila Cooperative for the purpose of future investments and for the generations to come. The duo has said that globally about 1 billion women and both men, abled and disabled, are involved in cooperatives, which has seen them generate more than 100 million jobs. The two said this during their signing ceremony, which is targeted at teachers who have been slaves of microfinancing institutions, which they have noted that the interest rates have been exorbitantly higher than what they can manage to return, making them smart slaves of debt. The new cooperatives says the move is guided by social justice, which indicates the cooperatives are vehicles for promoting decent work and lives for all. Details in this report.
Cooperatives have for decades now contributed to economic growth, offering diverse and flexible business model in production, marketing and service delivery. For the first time in history, the Zambia National Union of Teachers and Kalumbila Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, whose goal is to empower 5,000 families, have today on the 22nd of May signed a Memorandum of Understanding. The purpose of this signing ceremony is to bring economic liberation for all teachers, deployed or not in Zambia, to be able to build a future for themselves and their families.
But you agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that globally about 1 billion women and men are involved in cooperatives, which generate more than 100 million jobs. I remember my boss here in 2016 sent me and my late colleague, Mr. Joseph Piri, may his soul rest in peace, to the United Kingdom, where we went and visited a town called Rochdale, where the birth of the cooperatives began.
There have been rising concerns that underpaid civil servants and unemployed youths have largely been incorporated with microfinancing institutions, which have in turn exorbitantly drained them through interest rates, turning them into smart slaves. Zanut has stated that to thrive fully, there is need of a supportive environment from partners such as Zanut, government and all citizens of Zambia. For Camnet Television, Namwinga Mwinga.
In other news, Zanaco Head of Economics and Research, Dr. Patrick Chileshe, has asked the central bank to consider buying off loans that struggling entities owe the Bank of Zambia. Dr. Chileshe says this will free off entities from having to pay very high interest rates to central banks. We still have more news to come, but for now, we take a break.
General Insurance Limited is a young and vibrant insurance company that is focused on changing the outlook of the insurance landscape.
At Savenda General Insurance, we believe in a quick settlement of claims because we believe the customer is the reason why we exist.
Such living proof motivates us to know that you can count on us to actually be there for you in times of need.
We have been able to pay claims of about 14 million kwacha.
Savenda General Insurance Limited offers aviation, agriculture, marine, fire, motor vehicle, engineering and construction, and miscellaneous insurance.
Come and see what we're able to offer, what we can do. You will never be disappointed because we are here for you.
For further details, call us on 0211 250 278 or 0955 555744.
In international news, 2 scientists at the South African Medical Research Council have managed to arrest live coronavirus. The work of Professor Bhavesh Khanna and Dr. Bhavna has provided additional control to validate COVID-19 tests. Teams from Wits University as well as University of the Western Cape worked on the project. The scientists reconfigured their biosafety level 3 labs from dealing with infectious bacteria to working with this new highly infectious virus. The achievement is also expected to help with the development of new COVID-19 tests. For more international news, we monitored E-News.
News on the journey to understanding more about this virus. 2 scientists at the Medical Research Council have managed to harvest live coronavirus. The work of Professor Bhavesh Khanna and Dr. Bhavna Gordon has provided an additional control to validate COVID-19 tests. Teams from Wits and Stellenbosch University as well as the University of the Western Cape worked on the project. The scientists reconfigured their biosafety level 3 labs from dealing with infectious bacteria to working with this new highly infectious virus. Now, the achievement is also expected to help with the development of new COVID-19 test kits.
Still in international news, Pakistan International Airlines passenger flight number PK8303 crashes in Karachi, Islamabad, Pakistan, killing at least 11 people. Pakistan's aviation ministry said the flight from Lahore was carrying 99 passengers and 8 crew members. At least 11 bodies from the scene have been brought to Jinnah Hospital, according to hospital spokesperson Simi Jamali. It is unclear if those fatalities were victims from the ground or the plane. The airliner came down in a busy residential near the airport. Pakistan International Airlines spokesperson Abdullah Khan said flight PK8303 took off from Lahore and was due to land at 2:30 p.m. local time in Karachi and went missing from the radar. The pilot of the Airbus A320 airliner made a mayday call saying he was experiencing technical problems. Khan said, "We monitored Al Jazeera."
Breaking news coming out of Pakistan. A passenger plane has crashed in a residential area near Karachi. That coming in to land at the city's international airport. Well, there was almost 100 people on board at the time. Let's get the very latest now. Kamal Haider joins us from Islamabad. Kamal, first of all, any word on those passengers?
Well, it would appear that there may be bad news as far as the passengers is concerned, because this aircraft came over a residential area, which is all concrete area, and apparently the area is called Model Colony. This is just about a kilometer away from the airport. This A320 Airbus was flying from the city of Lahore. It was on its final approach to Karachi airport. We are told that it had radioed the...
Donald Trump has urged people to ensure that they attend church in person once churches are open. He said that it is better to attend church in person instead of watching on a laptop. This comes in a wake of the COVID-19 church closures, where some members are now feeling comfortable to continue watching sermons on TV. We have the details in this report.
Meeting virtually is different from person to person. And I think there is more intimacy and the fellowship is warmer and just the flow of things. So you could agree that it is much productive and better when people meet physically and they are meeting together. That said, and agreeing with him, I think we also need to be exercising caution. And it's unfortunate that those remarks are coming against the backdrop of what America is going through. They are the highest number of the COVID, and in terms of death rate, they are the highest so far in the whole world. So I think that it will be prudent for us, even as church, to err on the area of caution, because lives that are lost, they're not just figures. Those are individual human beings.
Apologies for the wrong clip, but we continue with the news. Commenting on Donald Trump's views, Bishop Masusu said that this was a shared feeling. However, he cautioned that lives must be preserved and protected. Well, thank you so much for watching our news. But before we go, we take a look at some of the top stories that made headlines once again. Lungu opens tourism sector amid COVID-19. Hunger lingers in homes due to COVID impact. Zambian Concerned Youths ZCY calls on Lungu to intervene. COVID breakthrough. Attend church in person, not on a laptop. Donald Trump. This has been Jessie Kalambo with Camnet Television Main News. Continue enjoying the rest of our programming.